Hello and welcome to Subnautica Below Zero. I'm Lord Generias, your host as usual, and I thought I'd try something a little different from the usual horror. And I'm starting with Below Zero for one simple reason: I like the gameplay mechanics more. I will switch. I'm thinking of doing like on and off regular Subnautica and Below Zero because in Subnautica Original I'll probably do more building. In Below Zero, do more exploring. It's a faster, quicker story. It definitely feels like an expansion over a full game, which explains the price being a little lower. And this is the PS4 version, because that's the disc I got. I can upgrade it to the next stage, but right now my internet's a little low as I'm recording this, so I might not even bother trying to post this until sometime after the snow goes away. So once the day that happens and I can download properly and upload properly, I'll get this up. I've played this before. I like this game, mostly just for fun. I hope you like it, and we'll be starting a new file. As you can see, I've got this one's completed. And these two, I may just straight delete these, actually. I'm kind of thinking that. 1 hour, 15 hours. Yeah, I'll delete these. It's been so long I won't know what the heck I was doing there. I know where a lot of the stuff is in this, not all of it, but I do know generally what I'm doing. And I will always go survival mode. A little challenge of keeping your food and hydration up makes the game more what it is meant to be, obviously. And I like what Unknown Worlds Studios has done with Subnautica and Below Zero. I wish they'd wish they'd standardize.
I can take you on company space bucks, Robin.
The buildings.
You're sure you want this? The research is in everything.
Now what is that off to the left? Is that
and Sam?
Is that one of these
to know what happened.
ships? Maybe.
The meteor storm.
I can use it to recover from Altera's eyes.
Yeah, it looks like the little thing in the top
Gonna
left
miss
of the
you, Robin.
screen there.
I'll find my way back.
Looks about the same shape and size, so I guess that's what we're flying. In the original build of this, that's the watchtower we just turned away from would have been sending us supplies from the main character's sister.
Approaching 45-46 speed. Surface.
They switched from one sister to the other, changed up the whole story, which I'm okay with. Oh boy. Okay, we survived. We're already doing better than the protagonist of Subnautica 1. And no control yet. But you start in a pod with a fire. Difference being, now you don't have to manually put the fire out. And I don't know if this was intentional or not. I am in perma-sprint mode whenever I play this. Like, there's a sprint button. I'm going to take a look. Can I turn off auto sprint? Because I don't need that constantly. See here, hold to run, press to toggle. Hold to walk, hold to run. I'm gonna go press to toggle. If it might not work, but I have never been able to turn off the sprint, the run. It's just always run, 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 run. Okay, there we go. That is all I asked for. That missed me. Get that away. Nutrient block, flare. Flares are good for, there's a creature later in the game that doesn't like the bright lights of a flare. By the way, this fire, it never goes out. You can come back here later and it never goes out. I think in the original build, it was also, this was not permanent, but it could happen more than just now. There could be, dozens of meteor storms, hundreds of meteor storms, I think.
New blueprints.
And it was just random. New blueprint, you say? Liar. Nutrient blocks are like one of the few things you can't make in the game, and I'm saddened by that because I like to make nutrient blocks. It's one of the biggest foods you can get. It's 75 food. And in a game where you gotta manage your hunger and everything, I like to eat as few times as possible. So I might turn down the volume. This is surprisingly loud to me here. Yeah, I generally play games with the volume off because let's go to 75 on that. Let's go to 90 on that. 85 on that. That should be fine by my standards. So yeah, there's still weather in the game. I just wish there was more meteor showers in the game. I think that'd be cool. Like the occasional, you have to be careful and actually, like, run and take cover. Run and get to safety. Gotta run over by the pod real quick. My temperature's going down quicker for some reason. And that's an addition from the original Subnautica. For those that haven't seen Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Dan TDM, and I think 8-Bit Ryan did a run on this. I don't know if he did or not.
Did not go as planned. I should find a way into the water and get to the drop pod.
Yeah, that's the plan, Robin. That's the plan. And you can go various places. I think this just loops back around to like the frozen waterfall we saw earlier. And these are heat lilies, which absorb sunlight and then release it when they bloom, so they can keep themselves from freezing. That's why they survive in a frickin' Arctic location. And look at how beautiful it is. It just feels like I'm running constantly. I have to be so careful on the thumbstick. I don't mind running everywhere. I just don't want to. But, look at that. It's beautiful. The original Subnautica had day-night cycles. This one has weather. Although I do feel that it goes a little too often into the... I need to figure out what button is jump again. Come here, little hoopfish. Okay, L1 to rise, R1 to descend. I haven't played this in a few months, really. I think maybe
New creature discovered.
better than 3 or 4. I'm used to a different controls game called Gundam Battle Operation 2. You can go in space battles in that, and in space you hit L2 to dive. And I'm used to that, and I wish sprinting worked in water. Come here, Mr. Bladderfish. Bladderfish can be converted into water, which is naturally a vital resource. Oh, lead on my first try. Big difference in this game. Different outcrops give different things. So limestone gives you either titanium or copper. In this case we got copper, which is a severely useful resource. It makes copper wiring and such. If I sound different from my usual videos, my previous videos, I now have a condenser mic, and I hope I'm at the right distance for this. If I'm not, I will fully restart and re-record. I don't want to, but I will, because that's the kind of guy I am. Quartz is used to make glass in this game, and this is a bullseye shroom. We will be back for those once we have a knife. They are an underrated resource. I don't think I've ever seen any YouTubers make use of them.
Oxygen.
Think Jacksepticeye might have tried them once, but it's not like a mega viable thing. And I just missed my chance at a bladderfish. 2 bladderfish. Ooh, in the same area. No. Playing with controller, much more difficult apparently than a mouse, but I don't if you're good enough with a controller, the thumbstick look can work just fine for anything. Yeah, it's less responsive than a mouse, but it works good enough. Early game, your 45 seconds of oxygen does not feel like 45 seconds. If that's 45 seconds, then time is going by way faster on this planet than on Earth. Oh, it looks like the weather cycle started. This is hail. Yeah, the meteor shower stopped and now it's just a bunch of hail. You wouldn't think that'd be so upright out of the water, but you know what? Alien planet. I don't know the physics. Who am I to judge? Let's see. Okay. We're starting to get a little full up, but we've got 6 titanium, 1 lead, 2 copper, and 4 quartz. So that's a reasonable start, and here is a treasure trove that I think respawns of gold and silver. Gold is used for like late game stuff like computer chips. Well, not late game, like mid game stuff. You know, stuff that electronics. Oxygen. Ooh, good. Thank you. Different voice from the original data pad, but you know what? Sounds friendly, just as friendly, I'd say. I like the accent. That will be coming by 4 later, maybe. You never know. I ain't gonna bother with that one. That one sounds that bladderfish found some caffeine or something. What was it? There's a marine biologist that was playing this game not too long ago. Maria. Her channel C and Me with Maria, I think it was. I'll have to check on her videos later. She's a very interesting person. She was interested in the science aspect of the game, and gave some very, very interesting insight into what she believes is some of the evolutionary aspects of these creatures. Talked about their equivalents on Earth, which I always found fun. And she got through the game pretty good, and
Found the
really like.
pod.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe check her out if you want to see more Subnautica content. She's a very, very interesting person. Very interesting. I'd say yeah, she's definitely worth watching for her insight. Okay, cook the bladderfish? No. It is the last thing you do with a bladderfish. If you absolutely, for some reason or another, cannot catch anything else, then you can eat a bladderfish. You shouldn't, because water is more important, and these are the most efficient source of water you get for more of the game than I wish was possible. Because in Subnautica 1 you could get salt and coral tube samples and make water. In this game, it's either you get fish water, which is the only non-vegetarian water that exists, I guess, or you have to find bottles of it or use the filtration machine.
I guess I might as well gather some tools and resources before starting my search. Hope that radio tower is as easy to spot as Lil said.
Well, it's one thing. Unknown Worlds. If you ever watch my video and take any of what I say as a suggestion, setting it so that you actually physically move, that's been a thing for quite a while now. The original Xbox had you can feel the movement of the character moving your legs as you turn. I don't know how difficult that is to do, but maybe consider it for the next Subnautica game. Right now, we need to go find certain materials to make certain useful things. And what the heck was that? Kind of a... Well, whatever the case. Step 1, find creep vine. Step 2, grab creep vine seeds. Step 3, turn the seeds into rubber. Step 4, grab some titanium and make a knife. Once you have the knife, you have everything you need to survive. I should have brought one of my flares for light, but creep vine and creep vine seeds.
New blueprint synthesized.
Let's grab 6 of those. Those take up a whopping 4 slots of the inventory each. So 6 of those, I just grabbed 24 spaces worth. Yeah. I grabbed so many because you get a lot of bang for your buck with creep vine.
Should be able to use this.
You don't say. The thing I've been gathering several of. Hello, Mr. I don't know, here, fishy. You're coming here. Oh. So many bladder fish. So little space in my inventory. Yeah, that's... You get enough space, though, I will say that. You get plenty of space for everything you need.
Plants contain electrolytic
Oh, boy.
materials that can be used in energy storage.
One thing I could have done, I had enough titanium, I probably could have made myself a bigger oxygen tank. But you know what? You think of this stuff after it'll be useful. That's how life works. Something would be useful, you don't think about it until after you need it. Not before you need it, after. That's life. That's how it goes. Ribbon plants can be used to make batteries. Apparently they're full of, I think it was some kind of acidic substance that you add it with copper and you get a battery.
Oxygen.
I'm not going to question why it works. I'm just going to use the fact that it works. Yes, I know. I just got oxygen. And another useful thing bladderfish can be used for. I'm going to grab one more since he's next to my putt. You little stinker. Come here. Gonna get you. Gotcha. Okay, another thing bladderfish are useful for is you can turn them into a... give my brain a second to start working again here, folks. You can turn bladderfish into an air bladder, which it's a little handle with 2 balloons on it attached at the sides. And if you hear that's my knuckles popping. Gotta loosen up a little. And that is a dual function device which you activate it to either go to the surface or you activate it in a secondary way to make it give you oxygen. See, first aid kit, compass. Compass is on the list, but I don't need it necessarily. Shifting microphone location. I found what may be the best way to play games. I have a partial chair that's like it's the armrests, soft armrest. It's like a pillow, but like a chair back, and it's got the arms, and it's just that part of the chair. It doesn't have the seat, so you can use it to like lay it down on a flat surface to sort of rest your head against, which I think is useful. And I'm laying on my bed right now because that is the most comfortable place for me to be settled. Good thing I grabbed that titanium on the way. That means we can instantly get Mr. Survival Knife. Yep, air bladder. Sorry,
You are
sorry, little
likely
fish.
hearing the word oxygen. The air bladder provides a significant upward thrust to help you get to air faster.
Something that most people didn't really do much with in the original Subnautica because it was too slow. In Subnautica 1, it was just you press the button and you slowly ascend, which isn't as useful as I make it sound. It's kind of like click, just a slow, painfully slow ascent. Let's make 2 batteries because it's never a bad idea to have a spare. We're doing good on food and water, survival-wise, so we should be okay. My brain is slowly working, folks. I'll remember what I do. I intend to do fiber mesh, right? I need fiber mesh. So I could not have made an oxygen tank. Okay, that's... You know what? You learn this stuff as you go. My throat is just a wee bit dry, so I may just reach over here quickly and grab a drink. Delicious. For those wondering, I just drank myself some Kool-Aid because I like the taste of it. Not sponsored. Kind of wish it was. So we got a requirement of 2 batteries. I'm using a new pair of... I need glasses to do much, really. But, I got my glasses on so I can properly see this. And it's a brand new pair. I just got them, and I gotta say, I'm really happy with them. And I guess I'll do the copper wire now. I've got no reason not to do it. And seeing as I said it wasn't that much of a deal to me, but figure may as well. I have the materials. There's no reason not to have a compass. Because sometimes you need something like a compass. If you don't have it, you will find that you'll find it as one of those things that it does make life easier. Because this game, unlike the first, does have a map. It's just you have to go out and find it, and you have to work with it on your own. So, I'm going to put the bladder fish away for now. This is another issue of that PC gaming does deal with quite well, and that's inventory management. Oh look, I can just move the mouse and click and drag. Well, this way's not bad. But I don't have a computer that can run Subnautica below 0, so that's why I'm not playing this on PC. Put those in there, keep the battery on hand. And this is what I would consider early game, just your necessities. 1 battery for your scanner, which doesn't use a lot of power. An air bladder for that extra 15 seconds of oxygen or rapid ascent. A survival knife for gathering stuff and defending yourself. 2 bottles of water and some food. Speaking of water, I may as well top myself off since I'm at half anyway. Grab 2 of those bladder fish. And I'm not going to go through the whole... You're not going to see all of this playthrough. I'm going to cut the grinding to off screen. This is basically just to establish the video series that I'm going to start here. And I said I'd come to this later. Let me just rearrange. This is something I'm so happy that Below Zero did. You can assign quick slots instead of sitting there trying to slowly manage everything yourself. Survival knife. Your first tool, most likely, to use to cut bullseye shrooms. 1, 2, 3. So 3 slashes nets you 4 pieces of bullseye shroom. 8 food, 3 water. So it'll save you, but you're going to need a lot of them. So it's viable in the later game. Scanning tool. The xenobiologist's best friend.
Oxygen.
And a survivalist's best tool as well. Scan things, get things. Scan fragments to gather pieces of blueprint. Once you gather the full blueprint, you can build the thing. So I need, I think it was two or three of the Sea Glide, your first vehicle, which is not so much a vehicle. It's one of those diver's tools that you hold onto it, and it's just a little.
Oxygen.
It's a little propeller that you grab. And secondary function, that's 15 seconds. And I was already down to 3, so let's get up here. Yeah. That's going to be a common refrain. Figure I'll run this to about half an hour. Just do some basic gathering and see if we can't find the other fragments. And by the time you get back, I'll probably have like 3 or 4 storage lockers. Again, to the developers, Unknown Worlds, if you're going to do an update to this game, if there's any possibility, maybe increase the secondary yield on galena crops, the outcrops, the stone you get lead from. Maybe increase the yield on lead and decrease the yield on titanium, because several playthroughs of this game, and just about everyone I know talks about how rare lead is. But you get enough titanium to frickin' build, what was it, Fortress Ocelot Alpha. So if you can, while I'm here, you need 2 creep vine to get fiber mesh, so I'm just going to get 4 of those. That over there is a sea monkey, cute as the dickens. These little fellas. They steal your stuff if you're holding anything. So if I had my knife or my scanner or my air bladder out, this little fella would have taken it from me. And then I would have had to chase him down and get it back. Or figure out which nest he took it to.
Oxygen.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Let's give that 15 seconds. You'll notice I'm constantly putting my tools away when I'm swimming.
Dangerous weather approaching. Seek shelter.
It's dangerous because it's colder, basically. So I put my tools away because you swim slightly faster without it. Who'd have thought you could have 2 hands... having 2 hands available to swim makes you swim faster. Common sense. I am so glad they added that to the game. They had that in the original Subnautica. And I'll just say this, if Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, or any of the big YouTubers that brought this game to it brought Unknown Worlds to attention so that they could make these games, put the knife away, put the scanner away, put the tools away, it makes you swim, I think, 2 meters per second faster. 1 or 2. So, anytime I see someone play and they don't put the tools away to swim, I'm like, it isn't much. But a meter or 2 per second faster is the difference between drowning and making it to the surface sometimes. So maybe if anyone learns anything from me on this game, that wouldn't be a bad thing to learn. Good night. Now you see what I mean? That is some slow ascent. And that was just from head. Oh, it's a good thing I did that, because I would have missed this, the Sea Glide fragment that I had been searching for, so I do need 3. This looks to be, yes, a mobile vehicle bay fragment, which won't be useful if we get it before everything else. That is, oh yeah, this is a oxygen plant. This is 30 seconds of free oxygen. That is a sea monkey nest, which is some of them. And it has sea glide fragments. They use metal to build their nests. I did not want to scan the sea monkey nest. I wanted to scan the sea glide fragment, but thank you. It's a nice little bit of a fluff. And it takes about 30 seconds for an oxygen plant to replenish, or a little more than 30 seconds, meaning they can be helpful, but not as much as you wish. Now, woo! In earlier builds, that thing sends you flying up like a rocket, and you know it, because that's what happens when you get to the top. You shoot out of the water, just yeet. Which is fun. Oh wow, we are already past 30 minutes. Wow. Time flies when you're playing Subnautica, folks, let me tell you. So I guess we'll end the episode once we get back to the pod, which is where I'm heading now. Playing a little unsafe there. Maybe I'll make the oxygen tank, and then I'll go off and gather a few things, and then I'll get back to you. Sound good? And I greatly enjoy this series, so I will be happy to play this regularly. I just need lubricant and copper wire. I grabbed, I was going to make some lubricant out of those seeds. I didn't. That's the thing. Let's see, where's it? Lubricant and rubber are both made from creepvine seed clusters. You fuse quartz together to make glass, and you take what is essentially, it's basically kelp to make into fiber mesh, which I will use I picked up enough titanium to make a standard O2 tank, which adds
to your data bank.
Thank you. Which adds 30 seconds of oxygen.
Tank can be upgraded for deluxe and VIP breathing.
Yeah, that's cute. Floating air pump and pipes. They aren't as useful as some people they sound, but you know what? In an emergency, if you have the spare titanium and plan ahead, these things can take you pretty far. I think there's gamers that have literally played the original Subnautica and went all the way from the start of the game to the end game with just with floating air pumps and pipes to give them the air they need. Just constantly going back to the base, leaving like little offshoots on the pipes to breathe from, I imagine, and just make their way slowly but surely from the top of the games, from surface to the deepest place. So, time we get back, I'll do the copper wire now because I can. And here it is, computer chip. Make that later. So I'll stop here with recording. Save the game real quick. No, for once it is quick. And I'll see you in the next episode. Like and subscribe if you like what you see, which I hope you do. And please help me grow my channel. I'd like to share gaming experiences with as many people as possible. It's been a dream of mine for a while, and I'm hoping to get it to come true, so please help me. And I'll see you next time.